What's up? I'm Rob, and in this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 steps for making a first move. Now, if you're surprised to learn there are 3 steps to making a move, don't worry, you're not alone. The point of these 3 steps is to set a mood, and the number of steps that most guys need to get into that sort of mood is, well, 0. All it takes is a quick glance and we can pretty much tell if she's a yes or a no, if we would or we wouldn't, if you'd want to have drinks with her or if you'd have to drink to want her. It's like the binary code of being a guy, right? We're either a flaccid 0 or a hard 1. All right, there may be the occasional premature 2, but I swear that usually never happens. Let's just say as guys, women turn us on in a way that's simple, straightforward, and more or less instantaneous. Women, though, aren't so simple or straightforward and usually not as instantaneous for the most part. That's because a woman needs to feel a broader range of emotions before she's receptive to a guy's advances. And that's especially true when it comes to the first move. Think of it like this. When it comes to arousal, there are 2 equations. First, man equals simple. Like flicking on a light switch. We see a hot piece of stimuli and there's a response. We're down. Women equals not so simple. Think like a volume knob or a thermostat. When a woman is stimulated, sure, there's a response, but it's not like an on-off switch. It's more like raising the temperature from 70 degrees to 74 degrees. Things are starting to heat up a little bit, but she needs to be at, let's say, like 80 degrees to really feel turned on and comfortable enough to enjoy your first kiss. That's where the 3 steps comes into play. You want to make sure that when you lean in for that first kiss, she's just as into it as you are. The first time you kiss a woman, it should be an exciting moment, a sexy moment, not a moment that's going to end up on your blooper reel of awkwardness and rejection. So let's keep that first move exciting, sexy, starting with the first step that's essential for making a winning first move. The first step towards making a sexy first move should happen a few minutes before you actually go for the kiss. Also, you want to keep it subtle and under the radar. Remember, you want to turn that thermostat up gradually. In most situations, the best way to do that is by getting her thinking sexual thoughts before you try to escalate her. Better yet, you want to get her to think about sex in a way that's going to mentally arouse her. When it comes to turning a woman on, it's mind over body. And the easiest way to get her thinking sexually is to get her talking sexually. All it takes is asking her a question or two to plant some of those erotic thoughts in her mind like you're a slightly perverted Leonardo DiCaprio from Inception. But notice, I said slightly perverted. You don't want to be overly aggressive or vulgar when bringing up the topic of sex in conversation. Personally, I like to keep it G-rated and ask a question like, do you remember your first kiss? It may sound all innocent and nostalgic, but talking to her about her first kiss gets her recalling the memory. And as she tells a story about her first kiss, she's reliving some of the details in her mind, which gets her to experience some of the butterflies and excitement almost everyone feels before their first kiss. All you need to do then is sit back, relax, and enjoy your mojito, because the more she talks, the more she's going to unconsciously arouse herself. Pretty genius, right? Well, if you like that, you are going to love step 2. Once she's in a sexual state of mind, you want to get comfortable touching each other. Again, though, ease into it. So much of the second step depends on the way that you look at her and how you touch her. It's all about being bold, but not too bold. When ramping up your physical contact with a woman, she should see you as sexy, not like a sex offender. Knowing the difference between sexy bold and possible sex offender bold is as easy as A, B, C. When it comes to physically escalating with a woman, she should always be comfortable. This is especially true before making a move. Before you go to kiss her, you want to start touching her, you want to start moving closer to her, and you want to start holding longer eye contact. Not only are you setting up that first kiss, but you're also gauging her comfort level. Some of the telltale signs are her body language. Does she seem open or closed off to you? Eye contact. Does she hold it or does she look away? But most telling of all is how she reacts to your touch. Does she let it linger or does she pull away? I like to know for sure how comfortable a woman is, so I use this little goofy foolproof test. As a woman's talking, I find some excuse to high-five her, and it really could be anything. Maybe she just told me her first kiss happened during a game of Truth or Dare. So I might say, oh my God, I love Truth or Dare. I'm actually training to compete in the Truth or Dare Olympics in 2024. Then I'll throw my hand up for a high-five, and if she daintily slaps my palm and then pulls her hand away, chances are she's either not completely comfortable with me yet, or she's just not that into me. Well, that's not great. It's way better than embarrassing myself by making an unwanted advance. On the other hand, if she lets her hand linger with that high five, and especially if she curls her fingers around mine, kind of like this, she's probably comfortable and probably aroused, which means that it's on to step 3. The third and final step is the moment we've all been waiting for, which is going for the kiss. By now, she should be mentally aroused and physically comfortable. You should be within each other's personal space. You should be touching each other sporadically and gazing into each other's eyes, all that stuff. And I know, this sounds like a bad romantic comedy script, but just bear with me. You don't want to turn this into some kind of horror film script at the last second because you fumbled the ball at the 1 yard line. No, you want to reach the end zone, score the kiss, and spike the ball. Anyway, whatever happens after the kiss, that's your business. But my job is to get you there. So listen up. The best time to go for the kiss is at a high point, which usually means when she's laughing. If you've ever been out with a woman and she's laughed at your jokes, it probably wasn't so much the humor as it was the sexual tension. If sexual tension was measured on a heart monitor, when a woman finds you attractive, the spikes would be her laughter, right? When sexual tension is at its peak, she uses laughter to release some of that tension. But you know what's even better for releasing tension? You guessed it, a kiss. So as soon as she starts laughing, don't wait. Pucker up and go for it, Mega Lips. Since I know laughter is my cue, I typically make a joke as soon as I can get to this point. It could be something as simple as saying, something absurd, and then holding a deadpan look for a second or two. Like if I told a girl, I'm training for the Truth or Dare Olympics in 2024, I might add, no, but seriously, I do love Truth or Dare. I actually just played last week with a couple 7th graders, and let's just say there was a whole lot of daring going on. Then I try to keep a straight face and get her to say, wait, are you being serious? And I reply, of course not. And usually, she'll laugh, I'll laugh, and then we'll have this magic first kiss. The end. So, that's the end of my story, but what's the end of your story going to be? Hopefully on your next first date, you use these 3 steps, you go ahead and you get a woman feeling comfortable first, you get her sexually aroused by talking about things like her first kiss or her first boyfriend or something of that nature so that she's thinking about sex and kissing and that kind of thing long before you ever make a move, and then you slowly ramp up the touching, you're getting closer into her personal space, you're holding eye contact longer, and then once you make that joke, once she's laughing, once you know that the sexual tension is at its peak, that's when you go in and have that great first kiss. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found these 3 steps helpful, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel because there's going to be plenty more videos just like this coming